So guys, today back on a video on the channel today. We're here for the player ratings for the Newcastle United versus Leicester game. The game ended 1-1 and we lost on penalties 4-2, and you know what, I didn't think it was a bad game. I thought we played alright. If you haven't gone and checked out the vlog already, make sure to go and watch it. There'll be a link in the description and on the end screen, so make sure to go and watch the vlog. It was a good vlog, some great scenes, and yeah, it was good to catch up with some people who I haven't really spoke to in a while. So that's that. Obviously I've got the programme there. I've said, you know what, that's what I'm going to do when it's a home game. I do these player ratings and match reviews. The programme will sit there and it'll just give it a little bit of a nice little background, because obviously I changed it a bit. But we'll do the player ratings. Let's get into it. So starting off in goal, we had Carabao in net. He didn't have a bad game. The free kick, he couldn't do nothing, and they only had one shot on target. The only thing, and with the penalties as well, I don't think he could have done anything worse. The save from Harvey Barnes, it was a decent pen as well. I don't think there was any pen where he could have maybe saved it, but I'm going to give Carabao, you know what, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He was really calm on his catching as well. There was a time on the opposite side of the pitch where I was sitting from, ball went into the box and Darlow was so calm on it. Darlow had a good game, and he's got a point to prove to Steve Bruce, which is good to see. Emil Kraft, who had to get substituted off in the 50th minute because of a tight thigh. Steve Bruce has confirmed some of the injuries, and some of them don't look good. All the players who went off today was because of injury, and injuries aren't looking good at the minute. So Kraft, I didn't think he was too great. I didn't think he was one of the standout players, but I didn't think he was atrocious, which is a good thing. I'm going to give Emil Kraft a 6 out of 10. Going into the centre backs, Fabian Shaw, I think all the centre backs done really well, to be fair. If you've got Jose Perez, Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes, Maddison, Tielemans all going up at you, it is a great attack, and that wasn't even our first team defender, so that was a good defensive performance, like on what was it, Sunday against Spurs. I'm going to give Fabian Shaw, we'll give a 7, because his ball to Willems for the goal was a really good ball. Federico Fernandez, that was your most bang average performance. Not like bad or anything, that was like, he was absolutely fine throughout the full game. Bang average is maybe not a word I should have used. It should have been maybe it's a good performance from Federico Fernandez. He was calm on the ball. Fernandez got a point to prove he wants to get on that side, and I thought he had a good game today. Federico Fernandez, you will get a 7 out of 10, yeah, 7 out of 10. And then we got Kieran Clark, and I thought he dealt with Jose Perez fantastically. I think Jose Perez couldn't do anything because of Kieran Clark, and another player who's shown Steve Bruce what they can do, and that's good for competition in the side. That's what we want, competition. I know we haven't got a cup game until January now for the FA Cup, and we've just got the league to focus on, but when we've got a game on a Wednesday night, these lads have got to step up and they've got to do their jobs, because if not, they won't get another start on a Saturday or Sunday. Clark, I'm going to give Clark an 8. I thought he was slightly better than Shaw and Fernandez in my opinion, because he dealt with Perez so well. Yeah, Clark an 8. Left back was Jetro Willems, and he had to come off with an injury apparently. He went down, he slipped, and he got injured, and he's obviously got substituted off. It wasn't a bad performance. An Instagram page, NUFC.uk, give a man of the match. I didn't think he was on man of the match level. He did get the assist. Yes, he might have dived. He did dive, but Jetro Willems, since Richie now looks to be injured, Jetro Willems is going to step in. He really does. And if he's fit for Saturday, play him, because Richie's not going to be fit. Jetro Willems, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Going into the midfield, massive performance by Matty Longstaff. What a great performance it was by Matty Longstaff. I thought he dealt with the game really well. He played the whole 90 minutes as well. He's on the programme, as you can see. He played the full 90. I was thinking in the stadium, I was speaking to Alfie, being like, oh, I think we should bring Longstaff on for that bit of energy in midfield. But you know what? Matty Longstaff, a great debut. It wasn't his Premier League debut, but it was his first professional debut for Newcastle United. I'm going to give Matty Longstaff an 8 out of 10. A great performance by Matty Longstaff. You could tell he was getting tired near the end, and that's understandable. He's young. He's 19 years old. That was his first game. He's not going to be able to play the full 90 minutes, which he did, but it wasn't as a level is what we want in the Premier League. Don't get us wrong, great performance, but he's a young lad. He's got so much work to be done for the rest of his career in Matty Longstaff. 8 out of 10. Now on to John Joe Shelvey, and I thought Shelvey was probably one of our worst players. He did miss the penalty. That's going to score him down, and I didn't think he really created anything in the midfield. And I think going into Watford, I think we've just got to play the two in midfield and then play Atsu and Ron Jolinton up top, because they look to be fine for the game on Saturday. I'm going to give John Joe Shelvey a 5 out of 10. I didn't think he was great today. Isaac Hayden, it wasn't his normal performance in my opinion. I thought he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. I'm going to give Isaac Hayden a 6 out of 10. He did miss the penalty, which basically put us out, because Vardy was never going to miss that pen. But yeah, you know what, it wasn't a terrible performance by Isaac Hayden, but it probably is his worst performance of this season so far. I'm going to give Isaac Hayden, what did I say? I think I said 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Going on to the attack, Matt Ritchie played basically the full of the first half. Bruce has confirmed that he needs stitches on his ankle, and he said he's in a mess. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Say, like, when your manager says that, or head coach, it's not a good thing to say. Saying your player's in a mess. It's not good. What's going to happen with Matt Ritchie? He's not going to be there for Saturday. Thank God we've got an international break for his sake, because now we've got 2 weeks for him to recover. But you know what, Matt Ritchie, he tried his arse off. We always say that. Matt Ritchie tried his arse off. I'm going to give Matt Ritchie a 7 out of 10. I think that's a fair result. And now Yoshinori Muto. You know what, it was a good performance by Muto. He got the goal to bring us back in the game, and in the first half he looked shaky. In the first 20 minutes, their massive number 4, who should have been sent off in my opinion, he looked big, he looked strong, and if that was Jolinton, it would have been a different game, because it was his style of game, Jolinton. But Muto, he challenged, he tried his best, and you can't ask for much more from Muto's performance today. I thought he really, really wanted it, and he really wanted to get that result for Newcastle, and I thought it was a decent performance by him. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. He wasn't absolutely outstanding. He wasn't on that level against West Ham in the friendly match, because he was absolutely fantastic in that game. But he's got his second goal for Newcastle, third goal if you count that one against West Ham. I'm going to give Muto an 8. I am a big fan of him. I do think he wants to stay here and he wants to go forward. If anyone has an injury in the attack, he's got to be the first player that you think about putting in. Forget Dwight Gale, I think he's got to be the man to go in. I think Carroll will probably never start a game for Newcastle, but you know what, we'll have to see what happens to Andy Carroll. We don't know what happens with Andy Carroll. Is he back, is he not? I don't know. On to the substitute, Christian Atsu played the whole of the second half. He was good against Spurs, and I did say he was shy before he came on. Sorry if I offended any fans, because I know a couple of you were upset. Well, not upset, just a bit paid off with us, you could say that. And I thought Atsu, he didn't create much, but he wasn't bad. I'm going to give Atsu a 6 out of 10. Next substitute was Javier Manquillo, and the amount of times where Shelvey could have just sprayed the ball to Manquillo was ridiculous. Him and Matty Longstaff done some nice plays on that right hand side, but Manquillo, it wasn't a terrible performance by Javier Manquillo, but you know what, looking at how he played, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. Will he play Saturday? Maybe, we don't know yet. I'm going to give Javier Manquillo a 6.5 out of 10. Why do I do halves? Just give him a 7. And then the final substitute was Paul Dummett, who played 17 minutes. Paul Dummett in a left wing back position. Obviously we know he's a left back / centre back, but he's never played left wing back before, and you can tell he struggled. His crossing wasn't great. There was a time where he crossed the ball and went straight over the full Newcastle players in the box, and Dummett, you can tell he wasn't a left wing back. He's a centre back. He's not used to run up and down that wing. Paul Dummett, I'm going to give him a 6. He only played 17 minutes. And now to Steve Bruce. For the team sheet, I don't think he could have picked a worse team. For my predicted team, I think I got the majority of them right. I think I got 8 out of 11, I think. I think I said Mancuso should start, but Kraft did. I said Key should start, but Hayden did. And I said Almiron would stop. I didn't know he was injured. And Matt Ritchie did up front, so I'm quite good at predicting these teams. But you know what? Going into Watford, the previews will be out tomorrow. I'm going to record them as soon as I wake up. And yeah, this video is recorded at 12 o'clock at night, so you'll see it sometime in the morning. I don't know when. Before providing the video, follow my new Instagram. Obviously, I've mentioned it. I think I'm not going to be getting my old one back, but I might be. I don't know. I really don't have a clue at the minute, but at the minute, it looks like my Instagram account, which is able to be followed now, will be the account that I go forward with. So make sure to go and follow that Instagram account, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one, which is the preview against Watford.